and we're dying on the vine, John. So remember that when you go get your check. Bobby, you get a check? Good. Because I've had my wife work hundreds of hours, and they'll get paid for it.
Yeah. Thank you, Rob. It's been 3 minutes. Actually, over
Thank
3
you.
minutes.
Thank you for the extra time.
Any nays? Ready? Sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Most people will do that.
I try to get it right.
I don't think I can compete. I'm so glad to see everybody here. The reason I'm here is because I'm a father and a grandfather. I have 12 grandchildren. What's going on, what I see happening to our governments, local and state and above, shames me. It's not the country that I knew. It's not the John Wayne country I grew up on. You guys are our local representatives. I'm here to beseech you to be the men that I want you to be, and women. To stand up for our rights, our constitutional rights. Yes. For our children and our grandchildren. So, that's it. That's what I'm here.
Equal protection under the law.
John, ready? Don?
Eldon Rollins, Coquille.
Morning.
Where to begin? The reason the parks were shut down was because, not in all of the parks, but in some of the parks, people were congregating and violating simple instructions on how to not spread this disease. Same for bars after 10 p.m. As far as God giving us immune systems, I would suspect that God gave immune systems to the 300,000 people who have died in this country so far. That's more people than died in 4 years in World War II.
Ma'am, please let him speak.
And it's happened in less than 1 year. People of a certain political faction had it within themselves to limit the spread of this disease fairly early on during its course and chose not to, and are now suffering the physical and economic repercussions of their earlier decisions, and then blaming people who have attempted to stop the spread of the disease. And that's beyond annoying. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eldon.
Coward.
All right, who else? Guys, come on. Let's have some basic manners. People are allowed to disagree in this country. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Jessica Neal. I'm from Bandon. I own a restaurant and bar there, which will be shut down on Friday again. My employees are getting laid off for the 3rd time. We wear masks, we social distance.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be really rude. What was your name then?
My name is Denise Vasquez.
Okay. I'm sorry. Did I just skip you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. It was
No, it's
not
fine.
intentional. Somehow I checked you off. Sorry. Go ahead.
Where was I?
I'm sorry.
Closed down Friday.
Yeah, we're closing down Friday. Everybody's losing their jobs again. Oh, I was saying how I've moved my tables around. I've done everything. And I think most restaurants in Coos County have. So I guess I'm just asking for your help to support us. And that's it.
All right. Thank you. Sorry for
Thank you.
interrupting.
No, it's
you.
okay.
I was so confused. Okay.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
My name is Rod Taylor from Bandon. Our Constitution in the Bill of Rights affords us the right to the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. It affords us the right to freedom of commerce, freedom of association, freedom of religion. These rights have been impeded. They have been trespassed by the unconstitutional mandates of the governor. The governor does not have the constitutional authority to issue the dictates that she has. And yet, we as a society comply willingly like lemmings. We are here as citizens of Coos County because we are stating that the Constitution assumes absolute individual liberty. What the Constitution limits is the power of government, not the rights of the people. And it is high time that we as a society take back that territory that has been lost. We have surrendered far too many of our liberties. Every person in this room has the liberty to practice their own safety, their own religion, their own gatherings, their own commerce, their own pursuits within the bounds of law, which is legislated and adjudicated. It is not written from the governor's desk. That is not how it goes. That is not how it's supposed to happen. So what Rob delivered to you, the declaration that he delivered to you, is a declaration of the people of Coos County. And what we are directing you, the elected officials that we elected, that we pay, and this applies to the city councils and the county commission equally. And that's the work group that we want to see as a combination of all the city councils and the county commissioners to stand up in unity with the people to say, okay, people, we recognize that your liberties have been impeded, and we are going to stand in unity with you to say Coos County is a zone where the Constitution and your personal liberties will be respected and will be protected. County policies have an impact on the lives of the citizens. Okay? That's why our citizens, we as citizens, expect you to exercise your authority, to have an influence in the direction that our county takes and the cities take within our county, and how we respond to the governor's unconstitutional mandates. You have power as legislative authorities. That power is given to you by us. Exercise it correctly. We implore you. This is not the last meeting where you're going to hear about this, and the next time there are going to be more of us. So do the right thing and do it right away. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Piece of clarification, sir. Your name was Rod Taylor?
Rod
Rod.
Taylor with
Okay.
a D,
I
yes.
just wanna
It's
make
an
sure.
often point of confusion with my brother Rob. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Bob said, lady in the yellow jacket, did you have your hand up?
I didn't think. My name's Maria Merriam, and I am a business owner in Bandon. I run a dance studio. I'm not just here for myself, though. As a business, we have lost 70% of our income for this year. So that's rough. But I have a lot of conversations with the business owners down in Bandon. And when our restaurants are shut down, the business owners tell me they might as well have just shut down the whole town because it's empty. So they're panicked. They are panicked. And so I implore you to do everything in your power. Coalescing with our school boards. The Bandon School Board has had it. You know, they want the kids in school. Work with them. If the county and the city municipalities and the school boards would come together, you know, this virus is not going to go away. We are, you know, we've all done so many things we do care about everything. You know, this is not a partisan issue. This is bipartisan. It's not about politics anymore. It's about survival. It's not politics. It's survival. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
Gentleman in the back. Come on up.
My name's Carl Legacy. I'm a resident of Curry County in Wayne West. I just want to take this opportunity, I'm hoping that the folks here, we're discussing a lot of things about the businesses, the way we're being set up. We're being set up like bowling pins with the mask ordinances. With everything that's going on, we're marching along, just like good little Germans. Now this is the tip of the iceberg. Everybody looks to the vaccine, and that's the only reason I'm standing here today. I heard that word. Everybody looks to the vaccine as some kind of salvation. Does anybody here understand that it is not a vaccine? If you look at me and, oh, here's an old guy that's just talking crazy. It is nanotechnology put into a COVID vaccine that everybody's looking to as a salvation. If everybody in this room would just simply Google nanotechnology in the COVID vaccine, you'll find something. I could go into it, but it's something that attaches to every molecule in your body. It will not leave.
That's right.
It is attaching to your DNA. Now, I was a nuclear radiation worker as a construction worker. I was told the effects of low-level radiation were harmless. They've discovered since then that dosimetry that I wore that gave me so many millirems per entry into a containment center of a nuclear power plant, I still don't know what it affected me. And that's after years and years. How can they ram a COVID vaccine, a vaccine they're calling, down us that's basically been developed in the last few months? That's all I just wanted to bring up. When I heard the word vaccine, I just had to say, I hope everybody does investigate it before you even consider having somebody inject something into your body that they do not know what it's going to do. Thank you.
Thank you. Was there anyone else? Because I have a couple of people that are wanting to testify on a different issue. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Matt Wilbanks, Coos Bay. I run dailyresistor.com. I just wanted to add a few comments. I came in late, didn't plan to talk, but the gentleman that trumpeted the 300,000 dead, I wanted to give some background on why that number is a blatant lie. It's not that 300,000 people haven't died. It's the number of case count, okay? What do we mean when we say a COVID case? How is that determined, okay? In this country, 99% of the time, that's determined by what's called an RT-PCR test, a reverse transcription polymerase chain reaction test, okay? It was developed by a gentleman, a doctor named Kerry Mullis, who subsequently won the Nobel Prize for his discovery, okay? This is a Nobel Prize winner. He is well known for saying that this is a research tool. It is not meant for clinical diagnosis, okay? What does PCR or RT-PCR do? It takes minuscule amounts of RNA, or on an RT-PCR test, it takes the RNA and converts it to DNA, okay? In effect, anybody who's ever used a copy machine, if you take a piece of paper and you copy it, you copy the copy, you copy the copy again, you copy the copy again. It gets worse with every cycle, okay? An RT-PCR test or a PCR test does the same thing with RNA. It takes minuscule amounts of RNA found in the sample they take from you, and it runs cycles on it until the sample is large enough to examine scientifically with a microscope, okay? The problem is the number of cycles, okay? Dr. Anthony Fauci is on record saying that any RT-PCR test beyond 35 cycles is completely illegitimate. Commonly in the United States, we use 42 to 45 cycles to get a large enough sample to claim someone is positive, okay? Even at 35, it has a 70% false negative rate, false positive rate. 70% at 35 cycles. You can imagine how bad it is at 42 to 45 cycles. So when they run these tests, they're claiming the person was positive for COVID-19, and then if that person dies, it's a COVID-19 death, okay? These people, the great majority of them are in care homes, they have comorbidities, they were going to die anyway. As one lady said, from the flu. We have thousands and thousands of flu deaths a year. If you look at the all-cause deaths, the amount of people who die in this country every year from all causes, car wrecks, heart attacks, whatever, we are barely above baseline. 300,000 is a blatant lie. The case count in this state, which I believe they claim went above 95,000, is a blatant lie.
Yep.
You have at least a 70% error rate on that number. Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, I don't see any other hands up, and I've got a couple people that want to speak on another issue. All right, come on up.
Hello, my name is Leland Hafen. I go by David. I live in North Bend. I'm an electronics engineer and a software engineer. I've researched this COVID thing pretty extensively, and researched quite a bit of other things extensively, including the election and a lot of other, and quite a few other things. And this most of the COVID stuff and what this last gentleman said, he's exactly right. I studied mathematical algorithms. I mean, I've had an incredible amount of math. Few years of calculus, a couple of years of discrete math. I'm sure you guys have an idea how much math that is, and how much logic is involved in that, and how much analysis that might involve, and what how I might think or analyze something, or the detail that I might go into. So, what I've discovered is that there's a doctor that's from Canada that manufactures the tests for COVID, who said that these masks are ridiculous. He said that the particulates for COVID is so small that it will not protect it goes through the mask. The N95 mask won't even work. And then the particulates go 30 meters, not 6. And a positive test case is not, or a positive test result on a COVID test is not an actual thing to be involved with. It is an infection. So if you get an infection result, is what you need to be involved with. Is what you need to be concerned with. There's an incredible amount of false positives, and most folks are using the test that give you the highest amount of false positives, so you can push fear on the people. So you can use these, which is causing fear and causing the anxiety and causing the keeping kids out of school where they shouldn't be. They should be in school because they don't. The kids their immune systems are such that they're not getting infected by this stuff. Their immune systems are such that they don't take it home.
Thank you, David. Thanks for your time. All right. Rick?
Can I say something on this subject?
I suppose. I don't know how.
I think we're opening up. If we do one recycle, everyone needs to do do it.
I wanna make it quick.
Please make it quick, and then, I wanna give, do you want anything to say?
No.
Well,
Well, I will.
Go ahead.
Well, I can understand a lot of these people's feelings, but I just lost an 88-year-old brother a week and a half ago from COVID. Now, if you don't wanna wear a mask, that's up to you, but if you get sick with it, don't go to the hospital, cause I got a granddaughter that's up there, works in the hospital, and a daughter-in-law works at the hospital. And I don't think they need to get it from somebody because they
Then they
know
can stay home.
everything and they wanna be
Sir?
careless. And they wanna be careless. Thank you.
Thank you, Dick.
Yeah, I got sick relatives too, but that doesn't mean
Guys.
we give up our freedom, Dick.
It's important that we're respectful to each other, all right? This country,
We
dialogue
lost
is.
that a long time ago. Right.
Don't shut our
Sheriff?
businesses down.
Sheriff, there are some people that,
I
I
can't
respect
do
their
this.
authority, but I don't think they respect our right to run a meeting in an orderly fashion, and that, I would ask you, if it would put you in a bad spot, to escort the next person that has an outburst like that from the room. Sorry to put you in that spot, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioners, did you have anything you wanted to say?
I do. I appreciate all of you being here. A time or two back on a board meeting, I asked, how are we gonna fight all this from Salem? I don't agree with the governor at all, or Newsom, or whatever his name is up there in Washington. I made a lot of notes that I haven't found out. Only, we have a 99.6% survival rate on COVID, so far as I can tell. That is better than the average flu. Most people who died from the flu, almost all, are very elderly, and they are compromised with all kinds of things. We're talking about the PCR test. If you replicate that up to 40, 45 times, you can approve almost anything. They used that initially, and they use it today for DNA testing for crime scenes. But for replicating for testing for COVID, I don't believe that's applicable or a proper use of that particular test. Anything more than 30, you can almost prove anything that you have all kinds of diseases on your body at any one time. Closed, not closed? It's crazy. Why is the liquor store or the marijuana store open and the restaurant is not? That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever at all, or the hair cutter or anything else. It's just plain. The state has revenue from those particular businesses, not from the others, other than income tax. Masks, I can't breathe with these things on. I have to take it off immediately when I go out of the room. I only do it because of the county would get restricted by the governor, which I don't agree with the governor in the first place, but it really irritates me, this whole thing. I went to Salem with the Timber Unity folks, when 15,000 of us showed up on the steps of the Capitol building. I think at least several 100,000 people need to descend on the Capitol at any one particular day in the near future and say, we've had enough of this kind of baloney. Why is it that South Dakota, Florida, et cetera, are open and they don't have any more cases than anybody else? So that's my rant for the day. Thank you.
I will say, I know you guys don't see this because you have your own jobs and your own lives, and you're out there working hard and trying to keep your businesses open. But your commissioners have spent the last 9 months trying to do everything we can to keep businesses open and protect the public health in this county. It may not seem like it to you, you may not hear it from us all the time, but we have worked tirelessly trying to do everything we can to maintain that balance. And we have asked for rational regulations, we have pushed back on the governor's office, and frankly, it's the governor's office making the decisions and letting us know what those decisions are. You can say that's not fair. We have said many times that that is not fair. And Rob, as president of the Association of Oregon Counties, we have also pushed back. And we have been working really hard to get these changed. You may not agree with working within the system, but that is really the option we have as elected officials, is working within the system. We have repeated those same things that you have said, that we are not seeing transmission in restaurants, that this doesn't make sense to restrict restaurants. I went in a restaurant the other day that looked like, there was so much plastic hanging out that looked like you could perform a serial murder and not have any evidence left when it was over. But frankly, that's what we can continue to do. As citizens, I would encourage you, and we will reach out to our fellow city councils and see if we can get something set up. But as citizens, I would encourage you to reach out to your legislators, to send emails to the governor's office. This will be put up on PEG Broadcasting's website. I would encourage you to send the link to that to the governor's office. Let them know how this is affecting you. We will continue to do what we can within our levels of authority. We will push back. This is why, we all three of us serve on different state boards and make sure that Coos County's voice is heard. We will continue to do that. And I guess I would urge you, don't necessarily take out your frustrations on your local governments. They are trying. They are doing everything they can. The decisions are not being made at the local government level. We are not telling the sheriff, go out and arrest people that are gathering in groups of more than 6. And the sheriff is not doing that.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Yes, thank you.
So with that, I appreciate all of you coming today. I know you're all busy. I know that 9:30 on a Tuesday morning you probably had other things planned. So thank you for taking the time to come to us and tell us about your concerns. And we will reach out to the other city councils and see if there's some way to get something set up in a way that everyone is comfortable with. So that may be honestly a Zoom meeting, because this gathering is too large currently for state restrictions, and you can say that, but we can potentially get fined by OSHA because we have employees in this room. And that's not a responsible use of your tax dollars for us to use them to pay OSHA. So,
Rip it up.
But here's what
all right.
we're trying to do.
No, please stop. Please stop. This is not meant to be a give and take. This is my opportunity to speak. I've listened to all of you speak. And so let me just say that, and that's what I've got. Did you have something else you wanted to say, Commissioner May?
I guess what I said a couple board meetings ago was that there needs to be a movement statewide that says we've had enough.
That's it.
And
That's what this is.
I know, this is a good start for local, but every county in Oregon needs to do that. Whether it's Gillum County with 1,300 people or Multnomah County with several millions. This need to say enough is enough.
And that's what's happening. We just want you to know we're gonna put together the homework for you from a lot of professional people with facts and stuff.
You need a
to
group
bring
like
it to you.
You need a group like Timber Unity that's got
Yes.
one voice
Right.
that goes en masse and coordinates with everybody to say enough is enough.
Right. If I may, Bob, recruited 7 counties this weekend to adopt this declaration and generate their own groups to do exactly what we're doing here. 7 of them.
I know that Josephine County had their own resolution here a couple weeks ago, actually. Thank you.
Thank you all.